My uncle made fun of me for not graduating high school and called my mom trash, so I took away his business, marriage, kids, and freedom. My dad has 3 older siblings who made his childhood hell because he was darker skinned than them. They were racist bullies, and the worst was my oldest uncle, a complete snob who thought he was better than everyone. The abuse messed up my dad so badly he became an alcoholic, which made my childhood pretty rough too. These uncles stole everything my dad inherited when my grandfather died. A house, land, money that could have gotten us to middle class at least. Instead, we stayed dirt poor while they looked down on us. I hadn't seen this uncle since I was 7 years old. Then 3 days after I failed my final exam, he showed up at our house uninvited. My mom sat him down for small talk, then called me over. He looked at me with this smug smile and said, "Oh, look how much you've grown. You look just like your dad. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Even in terms of success, you're following his footsteps." Then he let out the most evil, sarcastic laugh I've ever heard. I said, "What do you mean by that?" He said, "Well, I heard you failed high school. Guess this branch of the family is bound to be the loser side." I told him to shut his mouth and get out. Nobody wanted him here anyway. That's when he said, "I guess your trash mom didn't raise you well. What did I expect from hood rats like you?" We got into a screaming match and he left, but I couldn't forget the humiliation. I decided right then I would get revenge somehow. I started digging into his life, spent weeks researching everything about him. What I discovered was gold. All his business and assets were in his wife's name. He technically owned nothing. Turns out he'd committed massive tax fraud, ripped off business partners, then declared bankruptcy and transferred everything to his wife to dodge it all. I found former employees who hated his guts. They said if this ever went to court, they'd testify about how he treated them like garbage while they worked for him. I kept building my case, collecting information, waiting for the right moment. 2 months later, he came back to our house. He needed my dad to make a custom gold ring for his daughter's 10th birthday. My dad's a jeweler. While he was there, he called out for me, said his phone was dying and asked if I had a charger. I almost jumped from excitement. This was my chance. I told him I didn't have a wall charger, but I could charge it with a cable from my laptop. He handed it over without thinking twice.